Hey guys, Mark to another video. Today we're breaking down UFC 330. And normally I would start to the bottom from the top, but this card is so bad that I don't think anyone would want to sit through my predictions for freaking Dante Johnson versus Eric McConico or Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. I don't think anyone. So I'll come back down to these fights, but I'm just gonna start with the first fights of the last fights of the card because those are the best fights by miles, right? So we got Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. I'm not gonna say Machado because, bro, why do you take? Man, it's just stupid. And so they list Ian Garry at 6'3", but everyone saw the standoff. Everybody saw Ian Garry is not 6'3". Ian Garry is like a short 6'1", probably, because Islam Makhachev was not that much shorter than him, and Islam was 5'10". So I could give Ian Garry. He's a small 6'1". He has a pea head. He does have a pea head, bro. Islam's head was like double the size of Ian Garry's head, bro. So after seeing the stare down, you gotta go Islam, bro. Islam's way thicker than Ian Garry, and that's troubling for Ian Garry. I'm gonna be honest, that is scary for Ian Garry. Islam is gonna be the strongest person that Ian Garry has ever fought in the octagon. Even stronger than Shavkat. Shavkat's like a noodly strength, you know. He's like long and lengthy too. Islam's gonna be a tank. And don't get me wrong, Ian Garry could definitely sting Islam on the feet. You know, there's certain exchanges like head kicks that he could partially maybe land. But I think Islam eats everything Ian Garry throws at him, man. I think when your opponent's head is double the size of yours and he's only 5'10", it just shows like these two guys are completely different human beings, right? I think Ian Garry will be faster. You know, he's I want to say he's the better striker. I think he is the better pure striker, but he has no power, man. Like, I just don't think he's going to be able... I feel like he shrunk, bro. Because why is Islam so tall compared to you, bro? Like, this is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I think Islam subs Ian in 3 rounds. I think he's going to... I think he's just gonna maul Ian Garry. I think Ian Garry might have some success on the feet, but as soon as Islam gets in that clinch, he has the trips. I think he can do whatever he want. Ian Garry got taken down by Shavkat a couple times, and that's the way Shavkat was getting Ian down. Isn't even necessarily the way that Shavkat goes to take people down. So that just shows that Shavkat was trying, kind of probably practiced these new takedowns, and he was getting them pretty easily. I don't think Islam will have much ground and pound. Ian Garry does. I will give him this. He does have a pretty good chin for how small his head is, right? So I think he'll be able to survive the shots. But I think Islam's... I don't know if it's... I feel like it's kind of hard to darce someone that's way... Nah, he's not even way bigger, though. I think you'll probably get a darce, man. I just don't know if Ian Garry has the strength to get Islam off of him, man. Because originally I was thinking that maybe Ian's, since the height and the height difference, I thought he was going to maybe be strong, right? But he's really pretty short. So, like, just compared to Islam, he's not very tall. Like, people were saying that he's going to be, like, towering, like a head taller than Islam. That's not the case. Like, there's certain people, like, you can see every day to day where they'll be taller than you, but you can tell that you're just stronger. Like, you're just thicker, Maybe not for everyone. For me, for sure, I'm kind of like, I've got thick bones. I'm not fat, but I got thick bones. Like, there's just people you can tell that you're bigger than, even though they're taller. And Islam is just bigger. Even though Ian Garry is taller, longer, Islam is just bigger. I think that's going to really show in this fight. I think he's going to get a 3rd round submission, maybe 4th. I think Ian Garry will at least have one good sequence in striking. The oblique kicks could be there, even though Islam is a southpaw, so it's kind of harder. But I think Ian will still land. Ian is smart, so I won't be surprised if he does good. I just don't think this is Islam's toughest fight, man. I think Ian Garry's really good. He could be a champion, but I just don't think it's against Islam, man. It's not against Islam. Islam's gonna come up. He wet blanketed JDM, but he's just gonna, even if this is his last fight, he's gonna show welterweights that he's just better than everyone, man. And like against the Carlos Prates and Morales have a better chance against Islam than Ian does, I think. Even though that Ian Garry probably beats both of those guys, it's just I think those guys are thicker, man. It's like, well, how can you share that when Ian Garry beat him and they're thicker? Dude, Islam is a different type of thick, bro. He's a skillful thick. You know, he's a grappler thick. You know, Prates isn't going to really shoot a takedown, and Prates isn't even that thick. Morales is thick. He's a thick boy. Islam is thick, you know, so especially at welterweight. He's thick at welterweight. Yeah, I'm going to go Islam Makhachev by submission, round 3 or 4. I guess I could see some ground and pound, but Ian Garry is pretty hard to put away, so. Moving on to Mackenzie Dern versus Jillian Robertson. You know, I don't even know. I'm gonna go Dern. I don't even know, bruh. I'm not gonna watch tape on these guys. I'm not gonna watch tape on who I think's gonna win. Oh yeah, let me go watch Mackenzie Dern versus Verna Jandaroba again. Like, no. Let me go watch Jillian Robertson again. No, I'm not gonna do that to myself. Listen, Mackenzie Dern, her last fight, all I can remember is that she kind of swung bombs. She won the grappling exchanges against Jandaroba. She pulled guard a lot and would land like hammer fists that actually would land and hurt. So I think I'm just going to go Dern by decision. Jillian Robertson is good. I don't really know her skill set. I've been watching her for a while. I just don't watch her, if that makes sense. Like, you look at a card, you're like, oh, Jillian Robertson's fighting. Oh, cool. And then I just don't watch the fight, you know? Like, it's a pee break. But I like both these girls, but I think Dern gets it done. Charles Johnson versus Eduardo. No way. Did freaking Jose Ochoa pull out? Oh, you gotta be joking. This card got worse. How does the card get worse? Wow, they don't even have a page for this guy. He fought on Contender Series. Listen, I don't know who this is, but Charles Johnson's going to get it done by KO, man. I don't even know who this guy is. He doesn't even exist, apparently. Like, he's just 0, so this guy's just like an anomaly. But I'm going to go Charles Johnson by KO. He's going to melt this guy. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Dustin Stoltzfus isn't that bad. Who's he coming off a loss to? I feel like he lost to Kevin Gastelum. Ooh, your boy knows ball. Yeah, Mansour's good. I know he just got TKO'd and kind of destroyed by Yusuf Burgari. That's how you say his name. But he's still good. He's very long, 80-inch reach for 6'2". That's pretty good. And he's fighting a guy who's 6 foot and has 75-inch reach. Also not too bad, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna go Mansour by decision. Dustin Stoltzfus is pretty tough. He's a customer, bro. He's gonna eat everything. He's a fatty. He's gonna eat everything. He's pretty durable. He's been TKO'd, but against like heavy shots. So I think Mansour gets it done by decision. You know, you could go decision. Mansour is pretty well rounded. So yeah, I'm just gonna go Mansour by finish, 3rd round. Epson Barbozi versus Esteban Rigovic. I think Esteban's gonna TKO Epson Barboza in round 1. I know it's brutal, but Epson Barboza, he is washed now for sure. He can't beat up these featherweights anymore. He's fighting thick lightweights. Terrible decision by Epson Barboza. But yeah, I'm gonna go Esteban Ribovic by KO in the 1st round. This is sad, man. They're just feeding Barboza to prospects. I know Esteban just got subbed by Gamrot, but listen, man, that's obviously not good skill, right? You're getting subbed by Gamrot, who just got destroyed by Quillen. Really does show levels in the division. But Barboza's washed beyond washed, and Barboza's not gonna shoot a takedown on Esteban, man. Don't get me wrong, Esteban can land some hard low kicks, but I think Esteban's just gonna TKO him with punches, just get in there, make it scrappy, and finish him in round 1. Epson could land some shots, but I think that's a Esteban KO. Chidi Njokuani versus Joel Alvarez. Obviously, I'm going to Joel Alvarez. Chidi, both these guys are really long. Oh, shoot, what the hell? Both these guys are really long. Chidi does have the experience, I'd say, just pure in this division, right? But Yoel has fought the more he's been fighting the lightweights. And he did just get destroyed by Armaslav, however you pronounce that guy's name. He got destroyed in the grappling and just made look easy. But look at Chidi's stats, bro. This dude's never shot a takedown in his life. So Yoel does not have to worry about that at all. And I think he will be the better striker. I think he hits harder. Chidi Njokuani, I think he's like in his 40s. Does it show age? It doesn't. But he just lost to Liao by decision. That's not a terrible loss. He had moments in that fight. He's on a 2-fight loss streak. He did beat Dos Anjos, who's not that bad of a win. But I'm going to go Yoel Alvarez by TKO in the later rounds. Chidi is pretty tough. I'll give him that. He's pretty tough. He's hard to put away. So I'm going to go Yoel by TKO in round 3. Jalen Turner versus Caio Fernandez. Listen. Originally, I was going to pick Caio just because Jalen Turner's been stinking it up a little bit, right? But then I go back and start looking at some of Jalen Turner's wins. Like, look at some of this guy's wins. He's very inconsistent, right? He did just KO Barboza, but like, look at these fights. He knocked out Bobby Green. That has aged very well, and at the time, that's still a good win. He dropped Moicano. That's not easy to do. Moicano is pretty hard to drop. He had a scrap with Dan Hooker. He lost, but he had a scrap. Dropped Gamrot. He beat Riddell. He beat Eros Medic. I didn't even know that fight happened. Wow, was this at a welterweight or lightweight? Oh, UFC 266. Wow, he's a lightweight. Yeah, so he beat Eros Medic. He's got some crafty wins in here, man. I mean, I feel like a bunch of lightweights have beat Eros Medic though. Even though I know some of those fights are at welterweight. But yeah, dude, I feel like he's going to KO Caio Fernandez. Where'd the fight go? Caio Fernandez has strong low kicks, but Harry Hardwick has no defense. So you're not just going to be able to chew up Jalen Turner, right? And there is going to be a size difference. Caio Fernandez is not 5'9". He's more like 5'10 and a half probably. He doesn't... Yeah, Jalen Turner's way bigger. He probably weighs more. But yeah, I think Jalen Turner gets this one done by probably later TKO. Maybe early. I could see him catching Caio Fernandez early. But I think Jalen Turner gets this one done. I know he's been stinking up a lot of his fights, but I think he's going to show up for this fight and get it done. Dante Johnson versus Aaron McConaughey. Is it crazy to say that I think I'm going to go Eric McConaughey? Hold on. Like, Eric McConaughey's not too shabby, bruh. Just beat Rivera. He's also beat Brundage. It was a split decision, though. He lost to Rabovich, which is not a terrible loss, I guess. Listen, bro, I'm gonna go Eric McConaughey as the underdog to beat Dante Johnson. Dante Johnson is pretty short. He seems like a good guy, but I've been watching the Embedded, and he's training with Sean Strickland, and it's obvious that Sean Strickland's not going hard on him. Like, I mean, maybe hard, but you know what I'm saying. Kind of holding back, and Dante Johnson's just screaming at him, flipping his hair around. I'm like, dude, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You're a good fighter, but you don't gotta be doing all that, bro. You're just doing too much because the cameras are on you. So that reason, listen, could Eric McConaughey get chinned brutally in this fight? Yeah, of course. Could he just lose in general? Yeah. But I'm gonna go Eric McConaughey to win in the later rounds and maybe get a finish. I think he might lose the first two, but I think he's gonna come back and get a third round finish. Yeah. It's might age terribly, might age like milk. Who cares? Vicente Luque versus Tresean Gore. Wow, Tresean Gore is the favorite. Interesting. I'm actually going to go Vicente Luque in this fight by finish. But again, nah, you can't go. I saw Tresean Gore get destroyed by Marco Tulio, and I know Vicente Luque is not necessarily that good of a striker. Not technically, but he is a bomb thrower, and I think he's going to put away Tresean Gore in the first 2 rounds. I think he's going to drop him and submit him like he did that one guy. Wow, that was 4 fights ago. Grimbo. I think he's going to do Grimbo like that. Or do Tresean Gore like he did Grimbo. Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. Man, I don't even care. Just go Fernando. Neil Magny versus Ramiz Brahimaj. Wow, really? Who did Ramazan lose to? Ooh, he lost to Soriano. I don't think I watched that fight. Neil Magny's coming off a loss to Almaslov. Who gives a hell? Who gives a hell? Shut up, man. Who cares? I think I'm gonna go. Dude, I think you gotta go Neil Magny in this fight. I think he's gonna break Rami Brahimaj. He's good. I've seen this guy. Well, is he good? Like, only finish I think he has is over that guy who Ty Miller just beat. Yeah, he's just submitted Joff. He beat Vanderford. Like, he lost to Grimbo. Dude, this is a Neil Magny win. Trust me, guys. This is a Neil Magny win. Just because you lost to Yarmislav Armislav in your last fight doesn't mean you should be the underdog against Ramiz. And don't get me wrong, Ramiz does have pretty good grappling, but he's not Yarmislav Armislav grappling. And then we all know who I'm picking in this fight. I'm going the GOAT, Miletic Orlby. Coming to fight week on a mammoth, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, yo, you gotta go Miletic Orlby. He's gonna Jeremiah Wells is probably gonna swing some bombs. Orlby is gonna go under those, get the takedown, and he's gonna do his thing and find the submission, man. I mean, it is what it is. He's got to break your neck now. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna get the submission over Jeremiah Wells. Woo! Yeah, but overall, like, my thoughts on this card, you know, like, look at all these fights. Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. I mean, terrible matchmaking, but fight-wise, it's gonna be fun. Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. You know, not a bad fight. None of these are necessarily bad fights, but these are all like featured prelim fights. Every single one of these is a featured prelim fight. None of these are. It's just all featured prelims fights until this fight. This should be a fight night main event. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. It's really annoying. I don't care for this to be on a pay-per-view or not a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? A card, a numbered card. But like, just overall, this card is just all featured prelim fights, man. Every single one. Some of them not even. Some of them are just early prelims. But like this one, you know, obviously I'm meaning most of the other fights. This is just a new fight that got added. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Pretty short. Only fights I care about is this one. This fight's alright. I care about this fight a little bit. This fight should be good. This fight's decent. And these two. I don't really, and it's not like I care. Like, I could miss these fights, but I really just care about this fight. So, hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, if you even watched, I hope you, if you could, like and subscribe. It'll help me out a little bit. Man, let me just look. We're really in the depression for a little bit, guys. We're in the UFC depression. Bro, I mean, this card's not even that bad, I guess. Like, but why not just not do this at all? Why not just put this fight on UFC 330, 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 and then you can put the rest. Well, this is a good fight, and this fight on UFC 330, and then just put the rest of these fights on another Apex card, bro. I just don't get it. I literally don't get it. These 3 fights right here would make UFC 330 way better. So it's just, I really struggle. And like, look, it's another fight night. Okay, this fight night's actually, what? There's only how many fights? There's only like 9 fights on this card, bro. Ugh. Alright, I don't know. Okay, this is probably gonna be a good fight night, but like, you don't need this many fight nights, bro. I'd rather take a stacked pay-per-view. Like, imagine, let's go back to UFC 330 real quick. So what fights do we have here? We have Anthony Hernandez versus Gregory Rodriguez. You could put that right here. Move these down. Move this down. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out on this. I'm going to make what they could have. I'm not saying I'm the best matchmaker, right? But I'm literally going to make what they could have done real quick, and I'll show you guys what they could have done for the main card real quick, alright? Alright, guys. Look. This is what they could have done for UFC 330. This is what they could have done. Now, is it still super good? Nah. It's not the best. right? It's missing like a Patty Pimlet type fight. It's missing like a Yuri Prohaska type fight that I feel like most pay-per-views should have, that they usually put on fight nights now. But I'm not saying they put Yuri and Patty, but like those type of fighters, like top 5-ish area, right? Top 3 to top 5. This is what they could have done for the UFC 330 main card. It's way better. But also, can I just say, so RDR and Roman Dolidze both moved up to light heavyweight from middleweight, and you put them against each other when they're moving up. Why? Why? Why didn't you just... Okay, whatever. Moving on. It doesn't matter. Well, it does. It's stupid. But yeah, like, this is a way better main card. I mean, it's still dumb. It's still kind of buns. I mean, but man, it's just so much better than... Like, look at UFC. Look at this. I mean, wrong card. Look at how bad this is, bro. This is terrible. This could be a feature. This could have been the featured, the main prelim, main event. This could be after, and these fights below it. Instead, like, imagine this fight right after. Like, that'd be all right. And then you just match make all these other fights. But no, but no, but no. We just needed another fight night in an arena. That's arguably... Nah, I wouldn't say it's better, but man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna post this tomorrow. So yeah.